Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Devancer, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a serious show for you guys here today, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, as you guys know, we're pretty much at the door of the NBA Finals. On the Western Conference, things have already been decided between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And SGA's over there creating a lot of great conversation around the basketball world. But of course, I've heard some few dweebs out there jumping up. Is SGA better than Kobe? It's like when they think of who do we disrespect? Let's bring up Kobe. Is the janitor better than Kobe? What about the bus driver? Is he better than Kobe? What, like, that's the guy that they usually go to. So it's also generated a lot of silly conversations as well. But on the Eastern Conference side, things are yet to be determined between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. In the last game, the Knicks came back, and I think they beat the Pacers by 20-plus points, if I remember correctly. It wasn't really a contest, and I was very excited because I want the Knicks to do very, very well these playoffs, right? I want the Knicks to go far in the playoffs, and I like them to go to the finals, right? I like them to go to the finals as a New Yorker, as a native New Yorker. Not native, but as a New Yorker, because I wasn't born in New York, but I did grow up in New York. It will feel absolutely amazing to see the Knicks go to the finals, and I haven't hid my feelings about this. It's something that I'll be very, very excited for, just to see the town finally get, a championship, right? So you have that there. So this morning, I was just kind of going through the internet because, as you know, we have Game 6 today in Indiana between the Knicks and the Pacers, and I came across a pretty serious article here from Awful Announcing, which says, Bill Simmons warns bettors NBA is about to fix Game 6 for Knicks. And I was like, excuse me, Shaggy? What did you say? So as I was reading through the article, I was like, damn, I'd like to hear some sound from him, to actually hear him say that. And I was actually able to find some sound, but we're also going to get into the article in its entirety. So what we want to do is I'm going to quickly play what Bill Simmons had to say, so you guys can hear it from his own mouth, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to him here.
You know, if Indiana wins one more game, we're going to have an Indiana versus Oklahoma City finals. But if the Knicks win the series, we'll have the Knicks in the finals. And if you've noticed from ratings and interest, it's a little more interesting nationally when there's a New York team in the finals. I'd like to bring you back to the year 2002. Game 6, Sacramento Lakers in Sacramento.
Yes.
If Sacramento wins, we're going to have a Sacramento, New Jersey finals. And David Stern was like, not on my watch. This is not happening. We are not letting this happen. And we did not get a Sacramento, New Jersey finals. And let's be careful out there for Game 6 if you're wagering. The 2002 Game 6, we've talked a lot about over the years. I'm just saying. It's in the back of my head. It's in the deep recesses of the back of my head.
Well, guess when I remembered it? When Dallas won the effing lottery 2 weeks ago on my birthday. I remembered that 2002 Game 6. Weird things happen. Miracles happen.
Weird things. Miracles.
Miracles. True. NBA miracles.
Miracles.
So you heard what he had to say. Now let me get into this article. It says, Bill Simmons thinks the NBA may be on the verge of taking control of the Knicks versus Hicks game to ensure it's fixed in the Knicks' favor. The Oklahoma City Thunder are already comfortably sitting in the NBA Finals, awaiting their opponents to be determined. As the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks head to Game 6 on Saturday night, with Boston, Los Angeles, Golden State, and other big markets having been eliminated weeks ago, the NBA knows the finals are about to be a matchup between Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana or Oklahoma City and New York Knicks. And according to Simmons, the NBA has to be rooting for the Knicks to give the finals a ratings boost. So much so that he might be willing to do whatever they might be doing, whatever it's willing to take to get the Knicks there. So if there's a year where the NBA might be a little less worried about ratings, it's probably this season before their new media rights deal kicks in, with Amazon, NBC, and ESPN already locked in. Adam Silver doesn't have to sell any network or platform on whatever the results of the Thunder Pacers finals might be. But if Silver wants to give the Knicks a little nudge into the finals, New York fans are here for it. Knicks fans have been begging for the NBA to fix something for them since 1985 This is the 1985 NBA lottery that sent Patrick Ewing to New York. After decades of suffering, if it takes the fear of an Oklahoma City Thunder Indiana finals for the NBA to finally step in and make life a little easier for the Knicks, then so be it. All right, so this article's crazy, right? This article, they're not even hiding their feelings with it. They're like, yeah, man, just go ahead and rig it up, 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 right? What are my thoughts about this? These are very serious comments. They're very, very serious. The first reason it's serious is because, one, it questions the integrity of the game. All right. It causes people to wonder, well, can the NBA influence results to this degree? And then you have him giving examples like the Sacramento Kings versus the Los Angeles Lakers. You have that example. You also know that in terms of ratings, the Western Conference ratings this year have suffered, but the Eastern Conference ratings have been up. And with the New York Knicks doing very well, obviously, given the fact that New York City is the biggest market in the United States, that would play a role in it. So to have New York, the financial capital of the states, the biggest market in the finals, it would be great for the NBA, right? One would surmise. So you have that, right? He's pointing to that. But what makes it even worse are the things that have been said over the last few weeks and months by various NBA players, like the Shaquille O'Neal story, where he essentially said before the NBA draft, him and Adam Silver were having a conversation on the side, and Adam Silver said to him, hey, what kind of weather do you like, hot weather or cold weather? He goes, warm. And then all of a sudden, the Orlando Magic got the number one pick in the draft. I think the 1990, I don't remember what year it was, but anyway, they got the pick in the draft there. You had the comments that LeBron James has been making about the draft lottery, it being rigged, and how he believes that, Cleveland landing that there was something fishy going on there. Then you have the stuff that just happened with the Dallas Mavericks landing the number one pick miraculously. And people are like, wait a minute, did the NBA kind of, it's scratch my back, I scratch your back kind of thing. You send Luka to the Lakers to help ratings, and then we're going to reward you guys by giving you guys the number one pick in the NBA draft. All kind of stuff, right? So you have these things kind of circulating out there in the ecosystem. And personally, I think that these kind of comments, I think it hurts the product. Because the moment people feel like things are not legitimate, you lose people. I'll give you guys an example of this. I used to be a huge wrestling fan growing up. A huge wrestling fan, and I'm sure a lot of y'all watching right now were huge wrestling fans growing up, right? I was a huge, Stone Cold, Steve Austin. We were all wrestling fans, right? But then I later on found out that it was fake. That a lot of this was choreographed. And the minute I found out it was fake, it just was never the same for me. I could never watch that sport the way I used to when I was a kid, when I thought it was real. I could never do it. And I'm sure it's the same for a lot of you. The moment you found out wrestling wasn't as real as we thought it was, you lost interest. And I think that that's perfectly natural. So whenever you have people saying things like this, like Bill Simmons, it creates situations where people begin to doubt. And the minute you begin to doubt, you have a problem. It's one of the reasons the NBA fined Rudy Gobert $100,000 in that game where he did like this, because he felt like the referees were bought off to influence the results of that game. They fined him immediately because they don't want that kind of stuff to grow legs. But now when you have people like Ben Simmons, respected people in the sports media space, saying, hey, look, bettors, beware. The NBA may try to rig this thing. That ain't good. Now, probably in the case of Bill Simmons, he doesn't give a good goddamn, because he's like, hey, look, man, this is not going to affect me anyway. I'm still going to be making my money. I'm not beholden to the NBA whatsoever. But I do think that these kind of statements can do damage. Now, some people may be watching this and say, hey, man, Charles, and then what are you talking about, man? We got to expose the corruption. You know what I'm saying? You got to expose the corruption. And I'm just saying, are y'all sure? Are y'all sure? Because if we're going to expose this, are you ready for them to expose everything? Are y'all ready for them to expose every single thing? Because if we get into that level, this whole thing will come crumbling down. And the question is are you sure that's what you want? But if you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show.